Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and happy Sunday. I don't actually know if it's gonna be Sunday when you're watching this, but it's Sunday when I am filming, and I thought I would bring you along for a good old-fashioned Sunday reset. It's been a while since I filmed just a single day in my life, so I thought it would be nice to just bring you along with me today and show you my reset routine. It's already 10:30 because I have let myself sleep in. I definitely needed the rest. In all honesty, guys, I have had a lot of ups and downs this week, so this reset is much needed, and I'm gonna do everything I typically do. I have like 3 kind of categories I base myself off of: cleaning, work, and then self-care. And my goal is, at the end of the day, I want to be able to relax. I want to be able to just crawl into bed with freshly washed sheets and have nothing to worry about. As much as I love my Sunday reset routine, I feel like I've noticed this tendency in the past where, because I know it's my dedicated day to kind of get my things in order, I will put a lot of pressure for that day to be extra productive, and I kind of forget about the recharging aspect of a Sunday reset for me. So I really want to make sure I am incorporating that balance today. To tell you about said ups and downs from this past week, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I think I'm getting sick again, and I am so over this cold. I've been like fighting this cold off since mid-January. It's now a month later. I feel like I'm doing everything to take care of my health, and I thought I was cured this past week. I felt fine, and then on Wednesday I had my internship, and during the day I could tell my brain was not functioning at peak capacity because I was kind of confusing things, and I don't know, I was just not my usual high alert self. And then as soon as I got home, it was like 6 p.m. and 30 minutes later I was in bed. I thought I would just take a nap to like recharge a little bit and then get back up, but I ended up sleeping until the next morning. So unfortunately, I think I'm still not quite over this cold, and that is another reason why I especially want to focus on the recharging and restful aspect of a Sunday reset. Luckily, I feel like I don't have that many things to do. Like cleaning wise, I'm gonna do my typical kind of checklist. I can never tell if I'm putting these eye patches on the right way. I feel like I alternate. Oh well. And then in terms of work, I have a midterm tomorrow, so that's really kind of my main priority. I don't know if I want to start with cleaning or studying because I usually like to get my cleaning done first, but I might switch it up. I don't know. I also feel like sometimes when I start cleaning, I get really into it, and then it takes me like hours because I always find something else to clean. So maybe I'll set myself a time limit of like an hour to clean, and then we'll see if later on I have the energy to tackle my skincare drawer. But hopefully you guys enjoy this day of my life. It's gonna be a bit more low-key and chill, but I'm honestly excited for that. And let's get the Sunday reset started.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our 2 outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
little bit later now. I did end up giving myself a 30-minute time limit to clean. However, I did go over that limit because there was only 10 minutes left to my sheets being in the dryer, and I figured I would just use that extra time to clean up a bit more. And at least now my room is entirely clean. I just have the bathroom to tackle later today. But I am taking a break from cleaning. I'm actually gonna go to a coffee shop now to get a bit of studying done. And it's almost 1 p.m. already. The coffee shop closes at 3, so realistically I'm only gonna be there for max 2 hours, but I feel like there's something about time limits today that I'm actually really enjoying. It's forcing me to just really maximize my time, I guess. And so I'm gonna go to that coffee shop, work for a little while, come back and finish with my cleaning. Also, another thing I forgot to mention when I was kind of talking about the ups and downs from this past week is that last Sunday, while I was editing and finishing up a video, I spilled water all over my MacBook. So I currently don't have my computer. It's getting repaired, which was very frustrating, like when that happened and I just tried to turn my computer on and it was not working. I swear my heart sunk, but I chose to be frustrated about it for a little while and then just move on. Like, it's completely out of my control at this point. So as much as that has kind of delayed me with my uploads, luckily I did manage to salvage that video that I was working on and I posted it just a few days late. At least I'm gonna have it back soon, but in the meantime I've just been using my old computer, which honestly I'm grateful that it's still working. I will say though, it has gone through a lot. I've done so much editing on that computer and brought it with me everywhere, so the ventilation, I guess is what you would call it, in the MacBook is just so loud. The fan honestly sounds like a plane taking off as soon as I have more than 3 tabs open, so hopefully that's not too distracting at the coffee shop. But again, I'm just doing a little bit of studying. So that is another unfortunate incident from this past week that I was gonna say I'm like recovering from. To be honest, I'm fine with it. It's in the past now, like there's nothing I can do about it. Let's head over and let's be productive. Best song off of The Life of a Showgirl, in my opinion. A little bit later now. As you can see, I am back home from the coffee shop and I was quite productive in there, so I'm feeling happy about studying so far. I think I'm going to study a little bit still later today, but I'm going to take a break and switch gears back to cleaning. I will say I'm also feeling very caffeinated and I have a lot of energy right now, so I feel like cleaning is going to help me get that energy out, because as you saw earlier today I had a big cup of matcha, and then at the coffee shop I forgot to ask for my latte to be decaf. And not only that, but I also had like a free drink because they have a loyalty card, so I had used up all of the punch cards, meaning I could get a drink for free. And of course, if I'm gonna get a free drink, I'm gonna get the largest size you have. So this is all that's left, but as you can imagine, the coffee is like the size of my head pretty much. And as a non-coffee drinker, that means that my body is into high alert right now. I am like so awake. I do think it was worth it though, because their coffee at that coffee shop is so good. Also, as I was getting ready to leave and as like the coffee shop was pretty much closing, one of the workers came up to me and said that she watches my videos, which made my day. Honestly, Melody, if you're watching this, hi, it was so nice to meet you, and those interactions are always so nice and so heartwarming. It doesn't happen very often, but it's so nice when I get to meet you guys in person, and it's just a reminder for me that there are people on the other side watching my videos, because sometimes it kind of feels like I'm just posting into the void. All of this to say, I had a really nice time working at a coffee shop, and now I'm going to focus on cleaning the bathroom and specifically my skincare and makeup drawer. I think I'm going to set another time limit and timer on my phone because that's been working pretty well with me today. I don't know, I never usually do this, but I feel like it's good at keeping me on track. Let's get to it. pretty much done with all of the cleaning that I wanted to do today. It's nothing crazy, but I feel like it's enough where I feel like I've properly reset my space and I'm ready to head into a new week. That being said, speaking of heading into a new week, I thought now would be a good time to sit down and plan out my week. I have my journal and my weekly planner, so I'm gonna go through kind of my planning routine with you guys, I guess. If you're interested, I actually did make a short that I posted on my channel like a few weeks ago where I go in depth about my monthly and weekly planning routine. It's nothing particularly crazy or complicated, but it's just a bit of time I like to set aside on Sundays to get myself ready for the week. So to begin, I have my journal, and I've been trying to answer some weekly journal prompts in here on Sundays. In case you're wondering, because one of my resolutions for 2026 is to journal more consistently, I've been doing a pretty good job at staying consistent. I will say this past week I missed a few days, but I feel like answering journal prompts is a good way for me to get back into journaling because it's kind of low effort. All I really have to do is like write a few lines to answer the question. And usually when I do my weekly journaling, I'll write about what went well the past week, what I can improve, what I want to focus on. I can write like my ins and outs or any specific goals I have for the week coming up. So that is what I journal about. Once that is done, I just switch to my weekly planner, and in here I will basically transcribe anything I have coming up in my Google Calendar. I like having both a digital calendar and a physical planner that I can write in. For some reason, I find that just works best for me. And this is also a good time for me to try to schedule any workouts I have coming up, especially if I want to like book workout classes, because once that's done, I feel like it's easier for me to actually be consistent with working out because it's already scheduled and it's one less thing I have to think about and worry about when I get up in the morning. I just follow my calendar. And the last thing I will write down in here is I have this tiny section at the top where you can write down some notes, and I like to split this into priorities and goals for the week. Priorities are just any pending tasks that I need to focus on for the week. It's kind of self-explanatory. And then goals, again, also pretty obvious, or just any small things I want to focus on that week. My goals are usually not anything super like ambitious or complicated. It could be anything related to my routine, whether that be to focus on going to bed earlier or focus on movement, or it could be a specific, I guess, milestone that I'm working towards, like finishing a book or posting a certain amount of videos, whatever it might be. I just like to write it down on here. Sometimes I will also take this time to sit down and look at the content or videos I have coming up that week, especially when I have like campaigns coming up, so I know that I'm meeting the specific deadlines that I have set for myself. But yeah, I feel like this routine is like pretty simple. It's nothing too complicated, and in total it takes about 20 minutes, but it gives me enough time to check in with myself and my intentions, but also get organized for the week ahead. So I'm gonna do that, and I think afterwards we can move on to the self-care portion of this video because I've done pretty much all of the productive stuff I want to do today. Update. I think the last thing I filmed was me taking an everything shower, and it's now actually already 9:40. But I had dinner with my family, I studied a little bit more for my midterm tomorrow, and I also meal prepped for the week. I just made this like very simple pasta salad. It's literally the ultimate lazy girl meal prep because all you have to do is cook some pasta, and then I cut up some tomatoes and cucumbers and added some feta cheese, some basil. Anyways, now I have kind of reached the part of my day where I could give myself more things to do and like work a little bit longer, but as I mentioned earlier, today I want to focus on relaxing and resting as well, so I'm gonna do some self-care. I was actually on Pinterest earlier and I was like looking up different self-care activities, and it's funny because when you just write self-care into Pinterest, I feel like a lot of the images have to do with like external self-care, if that makes sense. It's like pictures of face masks and bathtubs and like lighting a candle, which are all very valid things, and I don't want it to sound like I'm taking away from any of those things. But I feel like self-care can also sometimes be just like watching a show you like or scrolling on Pinterest. I will say though, I do think one thing that would be nice to do is to paint my nails. I used to do this all the time, but I usually will paint them in like clear nail polish, and it just makes my nails look more clean. And so I think I might do that and put on a show at the same time. I've been thinking about watching Bridgerton because I know a new season came out recently and I have not seen it yet. And I don't know, that feels like a good show to watch right now, and especially before bed. It's not too high stakes or action packed that it'll keep me up. So I think that's the plan. I think I will make myself a sweet treat, paint my nails, and watch Bridgerton. I was thinking also, the one thing I didn't do today is work out or do any movement. So part of me was thinking maybe I should do some stretching or some yoga before I go to bed, but I fear I won't be doing that. I know I'm not setting the right example necessarily, but to be fair, I did book Pilates for tomorrow at 10:30, and I'm also going on Tuesday as well. So I will redeem myself then. But today was just a rest day, I guess you could say. As you can see, I set out my outfit for tomorrow. I also was preparing my little Pilates pouch earlier with like my deodorant and whatnot. So everything is pretty much ready for tomorrow. All I really have to do is get ready for bed and wind down. Today was like a very average, chill and low-key day, but hopefully that was interesting for you guys to follow along. I'm honestly very excited to have a sweet treat. That honestly sounds like a perfect way to wrap up this Sunday reset.